A very warm and hearty good day to all of you. My name is Ramanpreet Kaur Bhatia. I'm a chartered accountant from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, a certified practicing accountant from CPA Australia, and a distinguished Toastmaster from Toastmasters International. In this video, I'll be talking about the concepts of blue ocean strategy and design thinking. I hope you all will find some value in this video. So let's start. Blue ocean strategy. Blue ocean, very calm ocean. What exactly is this strategy? This strategy emphasizes the creation of undiscovered market to activities which can be innovated and organizations' products and service offerings. Now, this uncontested space is known as blue ocean. Why blue ocean? We are comparing it with red ocean, where organizations compete against the factors identified as basis of competition for an industry. To recall what are the bases of competition in an industry, we refer back to our last video, which talked about the basis of competition, which are demand, choice, product, cost, current and potential risk. Now, blue ocean strategy is, as the name states, it's blue, right? It's very calm, it's very quiet. So this means creating a new market with very less stress and with huge amount of creativity. This blue ocean strategy is also known as value innovation. Why? Because it is possible to create new value in an uncontested water at the same time as reducing costs, gaining profits, and making the competition irrelevant. So this is an important aspect of blue ocean strategy, that we challenge the present assumptions. We challenge what is normal and what is accepted. We discard that. We do not want that. We want to innovate. We want to raise our standards over and above the normal and accepted standards. So it is very important for an organization to involve those people here who are diverse, who are divergent, and who have the capability of challenging the normal working. So essentially, what is blue ocean strategy? It's the discovery, it's the innovation, it's the creativity in uncontested market. That means we create new demand, we create a new segment of customers, we innovate new customers, and we totally change the basis on which the organized or the industry is competing in present. Right. How do we do that? We do value innovation. Now, what is value innovation? That we'll study further. So, in nutshell, innovate or improve a product, create its demand, and make a new market for that product. Give good value, which is more than the normal or accepted value to buyers that nobody has given them till now. Now, how do we do that? It involves creating and unique elements or features that can distinguish a product or service from competitors. That means we are adopting the differentiation policy. We are making our products unique while potentially lowering the cost also. So that is also important. Value innovation is not only about technological innovation, but the value that it is providing to the customers. Remember, we studied the concept of value proposition, right? So that means we first have to understand what is it that customer wants, what is the value, what is customer seeking from a product. We innovate based on that. So does this value innovation happen? This could come in the form of reduced price, increased functionality, maybe increased convenience, maybe improved design, or some other aspects that bring new value to the customers. We give something which is even better than what the customers are receiving right now. How? There are two examples given in the slide. Cost savings are made by eliminating and reducing the factors on which industry is competing. What were those factors? Again, we'll recall that: demand, cost, price, and the current and potential risks. And buyer value is lifted. Why? What is the main aim? What is the main aim of blue ocean strategy? We are giving to customers something which is over and above the normal standards. That's how, because of our innovation, we are creating a new market. So buyer value is lifted by raising and creating elements that the industry has never offered. We are not competing with others. We are making our own market. That is blue ocean strategy. Now, to understand blue ocean strategy as a whole, we'll first try and understand some concepts which are related to blue ocean strategy. After we get an understanding of these concepts, we will see the actual process of blue ocean strategy, or how does the blue ocean strategy actually works. First of all, we just have to understand the components of blue ocean strategy. The first one that we are going to do is the strategy canvas. Now, what is strategy canvas? It's a one-page visual analytics that depicts the way an organization configures its offering to buyers in relation to those of its competitors. Right? It tells you a story. It allows you to see and understand where you and your competitors are currently investing. What is the product, service, delivery factors that the industry is competing on, and what customers receive from existing competitive offerings. How will you create new demand? How will you innovate? How will you give the value innovation? For that, first of all, you have to understand what is the present position. Right, first of all, you have to understand, we want to raise our standards, we want to raise the standards of our offerings. How? First of all, we have to understand what is the present normal acceptable standard. So how do we understand that? We understand that through strategy canvas. So on strategy canvas, we understand where my organization and my competitors are currently at present, and what the customers are receiving from their existing competitive offerings. It captures the current state of play in the known market space, right, which allows user to clearly see the factors that the industry is competing on and the industry is investing in, what buyers are receiving, what are the strategic profiles of major players in the industry. It tells users, or it tells who is the user in this case. Of course, my organization, because I am making this strategy canvas, I'm trying to understand what is being offered to people right now. So what is the benefit that this strategy gives me? It tells me, it reorientates my focus from my competitors to alternatives, and from customers to non-customers of the industry, because I am creating a new market. So who are all the present customers? They will be there, but I want to make a new market with the potential customers. So right now I have to check my non-customers also, so that I can visualize how a blue ocean strategy breaks away from existing red ocean strategy. What is red ocean strategy? Where there is lots of competition, lots of competitors are there. So blue ocean strategy does not, the people, the organizations who follow this blue ocean strategy, they do not want to enter this market, the present competitive market. They want to create their own market, right? So to get to that new market, first of all, I have to understand the present market. I have to understand the present basis of competition so that I can drift away from it. Right? I need to understand who are my competitors so that I can be better than them. I need to understand what is the value that the customers are getting right now so that I can give them a better value. How will I understand all this? Through this blue ocean strategy canvas. Now, if you see in the slide, there is a picture of the strategy canvas, what is the normal value curve, and what is it that what is where the place where I want to reach. right? I want to make my own value curve. So by following this blue ocean strategy, so this the concept of strategy canvas is very important to understand. At present, we have to see what is the as is value curve, what is it that the customers are getting right now, and so that we can reach to our targeted value curve, that this is the offering that I want to give to my customers, right? So that is strategy canvas. The next one is the concept of four action framework. Now, what is this four action framework? This is the very basis of blue ocean strategy, which is one of the tool of blue ocean strategy. Now we know what is it that my customers are getting. I know what is it that I, because of that, I get an idea what I have to offer to the customers. So how do I follow this blue ocean strategy? I have a four action framework, and we have to just keep this thing in mind. What are those, what is this four action framework? That is RREC, right? We want to innovate by challenging the present and normal accepted products. How do we do that? Through this RR action framework. Now, when we do this RREC value curve, what is the first R? The first R is reduce. Which factors should be reduced well below the industry standards? Right? What is it the customers are getting right now? This that is the present normal value standard, but maybe the customers are not satisfied with that. Maybe I need to reduce this. Maybe this could be a pain point for my customers. I want to reduce that. So first one is which factors should be reduced well below the industry standard. The second R is raise. Which factors should be raised well above the industry standard? My customers are getting this particular um, satisfaction from the customers. I want to raise this factor, right? The next one is E, which is which of the factors that the industry takes for granted should be eliminated. Industry thinks that this is something, this is the normal practice in the industry. For example, corruption, this is the normal practice in the industry. If we say that this is the normal practice, I want to reduce it, right? Or not reduce it, I want to eliminate it. The factor that the industry takes for granted, I want to eliminate it. And the last one is C, which is create. Now, first we reduced, second we raised both these elements, or the third one is eliminate. All these factors are present in the industry right now. But the last C stands for create. This is something which is not there in the industry till now. The first three factors are present in the industry, and we have to reduce, raise, or eliminate. But the last one is I have to create. Which factors should be created that the industry has never offered? How value is created? For seller, it is the cost saving which is made by eliminating and reducing the factor which the industry is competing on, right? What is it? We are talking about elimination and reduction. If I am a seller, I want my cost savings to be uh, I want to make the cost savings, so I will eliminate, or if I'm not able to eliminate, I'll at least reduce the factors on which the industry is competing on. What is the value that the buyer is getting? Buyer value is lifted by raising and creating elements that the industry has never offered. How will we do that? We will do that by innovation, right? Later on, we'll do this with an example so that this concept is clear to us, right? So this is the four action framework. How we will remember it? R, R, E, C. The first R is reduce. Which factors can be reduced from the industry standards? Raise. What factors can be raised above the industry standards? Eliminate. Eliminate those factors which are taken granted by industry. And the last one is very important, which is create factors which the industry has never ever offered. How? By innovation. So what have we understood till now? We have understood the strategy canvas, we have understood the RREC framework or the 4 action framework, and we have understood the concept of value innovation. Now we are going to see the tools of blue ocean strategy. What there are two tools of blue ocean strategy: buyer experience cycle and buyer the blue ocean strategy utility levers. Now we said that we want to understand uh, the value which the customers are getting right now. How will we do that? What exactly is buyer experience cycle? It is similar to mapping the customer's journey, but is distinguished by challenging whether it is possible to change buyer's experience at each step. Which steps? By using these 6 utility the levers. For example, can the purchase experience be made more fun for the customers? Or could the use component of the buyer experience be made simpler? Right? We are trying to check, or we are trying to see, check these stages of buyer experience cycle, and we are comparing it with the utility levers, how their experience is mapped to this utility lever, so that we can apply our 4 action framework, right? And against what utility levers we check the experience of buyer? It is against the customer's productivity, the simplicity, the convenience, the risk, fun image, and the environmental friendliness. So we will start right from the first stage, which is purchase, delivery, use, supplements, maintenance, and disposal. So this is the buyer experience cycle. Each of these stages of buyer experience cycle is mapped to customers' productivity, the simplicity, the convenience of use, the risk of the product, the fun and image, right? When we are going to purchase something in the market, are we having fun? Is there any image which is there in our mind so that we can relate to this particular product? Is this particular product environmental friendly? Right. This we are relating it with purchase. Similarly, we can relate all these utility levers with the second stage, which is delivery. Is the customer feeling productive? Or the, if we are talking about, say, online deliveries, or if we say home deliveries, right? Customers' productivity is increased, right? Customer need not to go out. There is a simplicity, there is a convenience, but is there a risk? Or is it fun? Is it as fun as going to the retail market, going to the physical market and then purchasing? Or is this home delivery environmental friendliness? Is it saving our fuel? Is it utilizing the or stopping the any hazard to the environment? Right. So we map the buyer's experience cycle with this utility levers. So that is the tool of blue ocean strategy. That is how we make the blue ocean strategy. Now that we have understood what is blue ocean strategy, we have understood what is value innovation, and we've also understood the 4 action framework, we will start the actual process of blue ocean strategy. Now, again, just recall what is blue ocean strategy: creation of new undiscovered market through activities to innovate and organizations, products, and services. So, for that, it is important to understand what are the factors of competition, and then we studied about the strategy canvas. Now, the first step, we know all the concepts, right? Now is the actual process of blue ocean strategy starting. The first step is the development of as is value curve and strategy. What is this? In this step, we make a strategy canvas where we are, depict the factors that the industry is competing, and on the x-axis, the bottom line starting with price. Next, we will chart our products or service performance against these factors. Next is we chart our competitors' products or service along the same factors on the canvas. So that is our as is value curve, right? The next step is exploration of opportunities. Opportunities for what? To change the factors of competition. And how do we do that? We do that by research. research across each of the factors of competition, across the buyer's experience cycle. That is again a repetition of customer's journey from purchase through to disposal, which we just studied in the previous slide. So we evaluate the buyer's experience along the cycle against the 6 utility levers to identify any blocks or pain points. We explore those pain points and then we identify ways those pain points can be mitigated. Right? So that is the second step, which is the exploration of opportunities. How do we do that? How do we mitigate those pain points? By using the 4 action framework. So that is the third step. We identify based on the previous exploration of what will be eliminated, what should be reduced, what can be raised, and what should be created to change the basis of competition. Then we create a new strategy canvas, which is the new strategy, actually repositioning of the key factors of competition that is there on the canvas are step number 1. So actually what we do in this fourth step is we go back to step number 1 and we recreate that value curve. First we drew the value curve, which is the as is value curve. Then we start to explore the opportunities. Then we apply the 4 factor framework, and then we create the new strategy canvas. And the last is we test the strategy. We confirm that the strategy meets the below 3 points of blue ocean strategy, that is diversion. Is it divergent? Is it focused? Or can it have a compelling tagline to communicate internally and externally to our customers? Right. So this is blue ocean strategy process in nutshell in 5 steps. Now the next is we are talking about this example of this particular circus. This is a circus company. This example is very well given in the module, so you can just go back. Once you understand the concept of blue ocean strategy, you will be able to apply that concept to this example. Now this is a circus company, and for that we identify the first, what we have done, we have identified the key factors of competition on which the whole industry was competing. It could be star performance, it could be the animal shows, it could be the multiple show arenas, or it could be the fun and humor or the thrilling danger. Now, if you just remember the previous slide where we talked about the blue ocean strategy, the process, what is the first step? First step is we have to identify the key factors of competition. We have to plot as is value curve. When we have to identify the present as is value curve, what all the competitors are offering and how is my organization positioned as compared to my competitors in this value curve. Then I'll try and explore the opportunities. How can I improve? How will I do that? I will apply the 4 action framework, which is RREC. Right. Based on that, I will make a new value curve for myself. So what this circus has done for applying that RREC, apart from creating the theme, refined environment, multiple production and artistic music and dance, they focused on this RREC and hence made a new position for themselves. Right. So you can just go through this example and then you'll be able to identify all that RREC by yourself. And that will actually help you in understanding. In blue ocean strategy, what are the things? Let us just recollect everything what we have done. The first is the strategy canvas, where we check our offerings based on the factors of competition. Right? We will plot the factors of competition on the horizontal axis. We will plot the offerings on the vertical axis. Then we will just map these two. We will just try and make as is value curve. Then we will try and see the buyer's experience alongside the utility levers. Right. So that's how we do an exploration of opportunities. After that, after we have identified the pain points and how the pain points have to be mitigated, we apply this 4 action framework, which is RREC. And based on that, we make the new strategy canvas, the new curve, right? So just apply the strategy to this example and you will understand that better. The second concept that we'll be talking about in this video is design thinking. What is design thinking? Now just split these two words, design while thinking, right? So this is a human-centered approach to innovation that draws from the designer's toolkit. Why? To integrate the needs of people. We just remember the most important word in design thinking is it is a human-centered approach. Now, if it is a human-centered approach, what is it that I have to pay attention to? To the needs of people. To integrate the needs of people with the possibilities of technology and the requirements of business success. So what all I have to keep in my mind, this process begins with empathy. The process begins with understanding of the actual needs and the actual motivation of people. It is done in collaboration and it is done with the belief that a better solution is always possible. Therefore, the process is iterative, the process is repetitive. We learn from the observation. We develop prototype solutions and iterating these prototypes based on feedback. At the same time, design thinking is both diversion as well as conversion. So having a diverse scheme of collaboration, it is very important. What is this divergent and convergent? Divergent, right? Going different ways. And convergent is coming together. And we need both of this together so that we can produce the right kind of product. So design thinking is both divergent as well as convergent, going different ways, have different mindsets, have different thinking, but then in the end come together to innovate, to design. To design having an empathy and understanding of needs of people, right? We need both of this together so that we can produce the right kind of product. So what is the mindset that we have to adopt? We have to learn something, then we have to unlearn something. If our prototype is not right, we will just forget what we have done earlier. So that is unlearning. And then we will relearn. We will try and make an improvement in that. That is relearning, right? So we need to remember that in design thinking, it is learn. We are learning something. If it works, well and good. If it doesn't work, we have to unlearn. We have to make an improvement. We have to relearn, right? And how we have to do that? We have to take people along with us. We have to take our customers along with us because we are innovating a product on for the customers. So we have to understand their needs, right? That is design thinking. Now we'll see how do we do design thinking. There are basically, broader scale. On a broader scale, there are 5 stages of design thinking. The first one is discovery. We get a challenge and then we decide how we should tackle or how we should approach that challenge. The first one is, of course, discovery, right? I have to understand, I have to discover an idea. The second step is interpretation. We learn something, right? When we do case laws or when we do taxation, we know that there is a different kind of interpretation. So that this interpretation is different for different people. Maybe if I am posed with a challenge, maybe my outlook for that challenge is different. Maybe another person in my team has a different outlook on the same challenge. So the second stage is how do we interpret that challenge? The third stage of design thinking is ideation or idea. We have got an opportunity. How do I create with that opportunity? What are the ideas that we generate? What are the ways in which I can refine those ideas? Now, there is an idea in my head. I know the basic rough structure of the product in my head. Now, I will start experimenting with that idea, and that is the fourth stage, right? I will make prototypes. I will try, and what is prototype? A look-alike of the real product that I want to make. I will try and get feedback from people. Maybe one idea of mine is not fruitful or has not given good results. I'll try and experiment it in another way, right? So that is experimentation. The fifth stage comes when there is an evolution. When I know that I tried something new, how should I evolve it? How should I improve it? I will track all my learnings. I will see all the feedback. I will try and make a judgment where I was right and where I was wrong. By taking all those learnings in my mind, I will move forward. So, this is the fifth and last step, which is evolution. Now we know that design thinking is an iterative possible. Maybe it is possible that after stage 5, I'm not able to yield a good result. I'll go back again. Maybe I'll start with stage 1 again. Right? So we just have to remember this is an iterative process. This is a human-centered process. Now, if you check the table given in this slide, then we can again classify all these 5 steps of design thinking into what is stage, what if stage, what wow stage, and what work stage. What are these stages? The what if stage involves extensive customer and market research to be able to identify insights, right? And then those insights are challenged in the what if stage. What wows stage, it becomes prominent and it surfaces the key assumptions, and what work stage is the concept that are landed for further development and iteration. Now in this table, I've listed the 5 stages of design thinking. I've listed the discovery, what all is there in discovery, and then what is, what if, what wows, and what works. And on the right hand side, I've listed before we begin or design for growth. The fourth stage, it actually starts from fifth stage. The process of design thinking starts when we start designing for growth. It actually starts from stage number 5, where it is do your research, identify insights, establish design criteria. That is what is, that is the what is stage. And if we say stages of design thinking, that is discovery and interpretation. So you have to interlink this, because sometimes maybe you will ask a question based on this. So once you have this table right in front of you, it's easy for you to answer, to attempt the questions of this sort. The steps involved in design thinking process are simple. First, fully understand the problem. Second, explore a wide range of possible solutions. Third, iterate extensively through prototyping and testing. And finally, implement through the customary deployment mechanism. So this is a table, right, which is I have picked from the module. If you're talking about the what is stage, what if stage, what wow stage, and what work stage, and what are the different steps in all these stages. So you can just map it with the stages of design thinking. The next is an example of design thinking, which is the prototyping with 3D printing. Now, this is the process where objects can be printed directly from computer-aided designs or the CAD files, right? Designs can be realized as prototypes very quickly and at low cost. Is it design thinking? Yes, it's easy for us to do an in-house and field testing and experimentation. 3D printing can, actually provide an object that looks unfurls like the design, or at a more advanced level, it provides a functional prototype that we can test. Not any kind of mechanical, chemical, or thermal performances. And when we are in the process of developing this prototype, it also tells us what could be the production challenges that we may face during the time of actual production. It just gives us a feel of how the product is going to look like, a feel about the challenges that I may face during production. Now, because things are so fast, we can easily make refinement of the design or concept before committing to large scale investment. We know that the investment is going to be very costly. So what we do, we just try and understand what is it that I need. Based on that, I will make a prototype. Based on, then I will test that prototype. If I'll try and get feedback from other people, I'll see if there is any refinement need to be made on the basis of our actual experience with the product, right? So 3D printing, what it does is it encourages innovation. It facilitates designs. Which designs? Those are responsive to needs. So in today's market, there are, I mean, if a firm, if an organization wants, if it wants to do it in-house, it can do, but there are lots of specialist service providers these days who are giving us this service. Right. What is the benefit of design thinking? It is the interactions with the customers throughout the process. We identified an idea, we made a prototype based on that, we tested that prototype, we took the feedback of people, and so customers are involved. Because it is a human centered process, customers are involved. If they say good, we will just go ahead and complete the product. If they say no, this refinement is required, so we will just refine our prototype, and we need not to invest a huge sum right now. Right. So the customers have to be involved both in solution, design, and development. Now, applying design thinking techniques to business problems can help across industries rethink their product offerings, grow their markets, offer greater values to customers, or innovate and stay relevant. Not only for innovation, it's not only because I want to make a new product, not only because the innovation is required, but also we need to solve challenges. During our normal business activities, day-to-day activities, we might also face problems, right? There also we can apply design thinking. And if we want to innovate, then also we can apply design thinking. So both this blue ocean strategy and design thinking, they are there for improvement, for innovation. And we have to understand the concepts so that we can use them, as I said again, not only for innovation, but to solve challenges during normal business activities also. I hope these concepts are clear to all of you now and have added some value to your knowledge. If you have any comments or need any clarification, please do tell me in comments. In next video, I'll be talking about the concept of innovation, its various kinds, and related to innovation, I'll be talking about the concept of new product development. Keep learning, keep growing. Thanks so much. Good day to all of you.